Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Day baseball in San Diego, and Chase Headley continues his hitting assault, trying to raise that RBI count above 108. And local hero Adrian Gonzalez back in San Diego for the first time since traded away a couple of years ago, signing a treasured autograph for the youngsters who admire him. Welcome to the middle game of a three-game series. Dodgers, Padres, and upset the rivals in the National League West here at Petco Park. Along with Mark Grant, Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn, Dick Enberg, we're pleased you're joining us. Always great to watch baseball played under the sun. It's a beautiful scene that you're about to witness with us today. The Padres 2-1 last night. Not exactly beautiful, but the W certainly was.
No question. You know, anytime you can get off to another good start on your homestand, winning the first game of the series, they're getting contributions from everybody. You know, we've talked all year long about guys contributing and doing the things that need to be done to win games, but the Padre effort here since the All-Star break's been outstanding.
How about that, Tony? Winning 9 of the last 10 home series, and they could make it 10 out of 11 against the Dodgers.
No question. And again, it's doing a lot of things right from the first 2 months where they really struggled to now getting big hits, getting contributions, pitching, catching. We saw last night not only in the offensive end but on the defensive end. They're really doing a lot of good things.
Not only offensively and running the bases and playing some good defense, but all starts on that bump in the middle of the diamond called the pitcher's mound. And for Clayton Richard, the last 6 starts, you know, he started the year. There was one point he was 2-7 to start the season. He made an adjustment in the pen, working down in the zone, creating a lot of ground balls. This is his 14th start at home, guys. The last 4 here at home, only 3 earned runs in 31 innings. Do you think Clayton Richard is locked in? What a great way to try to win Game 2 of this series against the Dodgers.
Padres have won 8 of the last 9 with Clayton Richard on the mound. He goes against former San Diego State ace and former Padre Aaron Harang. The Padres and Dodgers coming up from Petco. As we move into the autumn months, that shadow that grows from the light tower off the third base side growing out behind the mound. Clayton Richard ready to go. Quick to work as always is the 29-year-old from Lafayette, Indiana. And here's the first pitch of the game. It's in there for a strike to Elian Herrera. Different lineup. Don Mattingly really shaking things up today. Richard going for his 15th win of the year today. And if successful, that'll be the best by a Padre left-hander in 21 years since Bruce Hurst won 15 in 1991. 2 strikes on Herrera. Switch hitting 27-year-old from the Dominican Republic. He's playing left field today. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Good 3 pitches, and Herrera takes the long walk. Here is the Dodger adjusted lineup for Don Mattingly with Herrera. Punto moves up to the number 2 spot. Matt Kemp third. Adrian Gonzalez the cleanup hitter. Hanley Ramirez at short. Luis Cruz having a great rookie year with the Dodgers. Juan Rivera plays right field. Ethier not in the starting lineup against Clayton Richard. Matt Trainer is the catcher, and Aaron Harang will bat 9th. Dodgers last night out hitting the Padres 10-5, but San Diego prevailing 2-1 where it really counts. Punto, born in San Diego, went to high school in Mission Viejo, Saddleback Community College, and has himself a World Series ring last year with the St. Louis Cardinals. Came over in the big trade, Boston to Los Angeles. Jeff Kellogg behind the plate, Winters, Cooper, Foster on the bases. Two and two.
Well, the one thing we got to key on today, gentlemen, with Clayton Richard is staying on top of that baseball. If he drops the elbow and works underneath it a little bit, he'll push the baseball. It'll be up and away to righties. If he stays on top, he's going to be darting that zone.
Line drive to right field, and Punto slaps a single. Out to Will Venable as we look at the Padres defense, brought to you by Mazda. Guzman in left, Maven in center, and Venable in right field. The infield, Headley, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Alonso, the same as last evening, and Yasmani Grandal behind the plate for Clayton Richard. Here's Kemp. He's in a bit of a slump, 0 for the last 12. His average dipping down under 300 for the first time this year. Off to that rip-roaring start, and then the hamstring injuries plagued him for a couple of months. Well, it's got to be a tough time to hit as that ball travels out of the hand of Richard right at the base of the shadows, and even home plate some shadows there.
If you're hitters, this is not a fun time for both sides.
One of the best moves in baseball, Clayton Richard. He keeps those runners honest.
You know, I like the idea of the sun shining just where it is right now and wearing that white jersey, a little bit of a glare up that white jersey. Any way a pitcher can get an advantage. Did it ever affect anything like you, Tony? Probably not. Hitting 400. But during day games, you know, pitchers sometimes have the choice wearing a dark jersey, the alternative, or I always elected to throw on the white jersey.
Yeah.
Any little advantage that you could get.
Yeah, you want to make it, especially at this time of the day, as tough as you can to pick up this, pick up the baseball.
2-0 to Kemp. Richard has offered his best baseball here at Petco this year. He's 8-4 at home, 6-8 on the road, and his day ERA is 2.79. That's the 9th best in the National League. So he likes pitching under the sun. Workhorse of the Padres, 208 innings.
He really turned his season around.
Oh, did they get him? No, very close. Punto appealing to first base umpire Winters. Is that a balk move?
Amy Lopes took a look at Mike Winters too.
Throw a little high. If that's down by the bag, it might be a different story. Great move, as always.
And Kemp takes a strike. It's 2-2.
Well, according to our Fox tracks, brought to you by Southland Technology, that ball right on the outside corner. Touching the black as we take a look at Buddy.
Bottom of the strike zone.
Off the fist and back into a fan that brought his glove. Good catch. All ages come prepared. Had it all the way.
Yep.
Nice.
I'll go out and have a libation afterwards and tell a few lies.
Stories, yep.
Ooh,
Outside.
After throwing that fifth pitch in on the hands, tying him up, trying to go soft away with the changeup.
Padres are 8-1 here at Petco when Richard starts. His last 10 starts, 8-1. Fly ball to center. It's not hit very hard. That's going to fall in front of Maven, and Punto read it well. He's on his way to third. So Kemp loops a single to center, and the Dodgers have runners at the corners for Adrian Gonzalez.
Kemp hits this ball right off the end of the bat. And Nick Punto did a great job. Like I said, Dick, he read this ball right from the beginning. No hesitation at all. He went first to third. Dodgers have an early opportunity here.
Cameron Maven tried to do his best at deking the runner, but Punto was off and running. There was no way that he was going to stop.
Gonzalez against his former team, San Diego, is 15 for 30, an even .500 batting average. Up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Kemp will go to third, and the Dodgers playing the corners here. 3 consecutive singles, a 1-0 lead. RBI number 105 for Gonzalez.
Clayton Richard got the ground ball he's looking for. This ball just happens to go right up the middle. Ground ball, middle of the diamond. You have Kemp going first to third.
And as a pitcher, you got to convince yourself, you know what, I made a good pitch. Kept it on the ground and just happened to find a hole.
Hanley Ramirez leads the Dodgers with his combined home runs. 24 total.
Well, good tailing fastball at 91 from Clayton.
Yep. Got the tailing fastball working today. He's been down in the zone. He's mixed in his changeup. And again, that base hit by Adrian Gonzalez. Good pitch down in the zone.
Adrian 6 for 7 now against Clayton Richard, and Ramirez is 7 for 8 head-to-head against Clayton.
And you know what else, guys? When you have good action on the two-seam fastball like Clayton Richard, that hit like Kemp got, it's just there's a lot of movement, right? A good swing, but it's going to be off the end of the bat, and it's not going to travel to the outfielder as if it were hitting on the sweet spot.
First and third, 1 out. Ahead of Ramirez, 2 strikes. Foul tip. Did he catch it? No. Hit the dirt and then into the glove of Grandal. Our Lexus keys to the game, Mark.
Well, Handle Hanley, he's got great numbers against Clayton Richard, like 7 for 8 off the left-hander. Contain him, and lucky 7. Clayton Richard, hope he can win 7 in a row. Padres have won 7 of 8 games.
Line drive. Oh, the Dodgers have their hitting close on today. 2-0 as Kemp comes in to score. 4 consecutive singles for the Dodgers, and Ramirez drives in his 91st run.
So the Padres have won the last 7 starts by Clayton Richard, and they're going to have to play some catch-up. A couple of runs here broken. Now again, there's that late movement off the end of the bat.
The only thing about that last pitch, Grandal wanted it on the outer part of the plate, and he got it in the middle.
He's shaking it off, too. See that?
Yeah, Ramirez still breaks his bat and still gets a base hit. See where Grandal set up for that and see where it ended up. More in the middle of the plate.
Well, his back foot came off completely off the ground during that swing.
So a string of singles from Punto, Kemp, Gonzalez, and now Ramirez. A 2-0 lead. Gonzalez holds at second base on the single for Ramirez. 2-0 Dodgers. And here's Luis Cruz. And he's been as tough a guy to get out as anyone in that Dodger uniform. against the Padres this year, hitting .375. He had 3 hits last night. Now has the top average of any Dodger at .307. And he hits a shot to short, and throwing it away is Cabrera. And hustling out into shallow right field, Alonso, as Gonzalez will go to third, and into second base is Ramirez. Cruz lines out. Cabrera trying to make a very difficult throw to Forsythe, throws it away, and an error charge to Cabrera.
Well, another broken bat. Well, you love that sound, but you hate the throwaway. There's no way they were going to get Adrian there. He went back, tagged the bag, moved it to third base on the throwing error.
Yeah, just one you got to eat right there.
No damage done to this point, but it does put runners, 2 of them, in scoring position for Juan Rivera, 34-year-old veteran in the lineup. Late entry in the lineup today as Don Mattingly made a change about an hour and a half before the game. 7 home runs this year for Rivera, who came over midseason a year ago from Toronto and produced an outstanding half season for LA. Out of play. Hit .274 last year. Knocked in 46 runs in 62 games as a Dodger, so he was quite an addition, not having quite that success this year, batting .237. 2 strikes a count.
Last year Rivera played right, or played left. Was a platoon first baseman a little bit last year with Loney, a little bit of that again this year. But the moves that the Dodgers have made here since the All-Star break, with playing time, has been cut an awful lot.
Good block by Grandal. Last 18 games coming down the stretch with that revitalized lineup. Dodgers disappointing, 6-12. Don Mattingly's team now with 8 games left, counting this one, 4.5 out of a wild card spot. Line drive right to Headley. My goodness, 4 singles and 2 line drive outs off the bat of Cruz and Rivera. And Richard escapes, allowing only 2 runs. They have a terrific record, 48-24. Take a look now at the Bud Black starting lineup today for the Padres, brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Cabrera, Forsythe, and Headley, the first 3. Same lineup basically as last night, with one exception. That's Guzman in left field. Alonso hits behind Grandal. Venable bats 6th. Guzman in left. Maven in center, and Clayton Richard on the mound. Aaron Harang, familiar right-hander. Nice season last year with the Padres. Went 14-7. Looking to square away his record with a win today. Take him 10-10. He's been in a bit of a pitching slump. He's 0-3 since August 18th. That's 5 starts. First pitch in there. in LA, losing all 5 of those starts.
Well, he's all about control, Aaron Harang. He's only going to touch about 90. He's a 5-pitch pitcher. Just trying to move it in, move it out, up and down. Fastball, slider, cutter, curve, and a change from the veteran right-hander.
Fly ball to center field, and Kemp puts it away for the first out.
Just trying to keep hitters off balance, Aaron Harang, huh, Tony?
Yeah, he's not going to overpower you. Like you said, he's got a 5-pitch mix. He's going to mix it up. Especially in this ballpark, he's going to like to pitch up in the zone a little bit if he can with the fastball.
Forsythe checks in at 287. And 89 on the fastball from Harang. Under the conditions, it must seem a lot faster. That shadow really growing quickly out toward first base now.
This is the time of year where those shadows move pretty quick.
Oh, and 2 to the Padres second baseman with Chase Headley at bat next. Center field and right field will be in full sunshine for a couple of innings.
You know, sometimes you guys, I take that back. You guys did the game in LA when he struck out 9 in a row, right?
Correct.
Sometimes Harang will have that stealth fastball working, and the hitters just cannot seem to catch up to the elevated fastball, Tony.
Yeah, and that's what Aaron likes to do. He'll mix it up late in the count. Once he gets ahead in the count with 2 strikes, he likes to throw that fastball up in zone, hoping to get guys to chase it. And especially in this ballpark where it's really hard to get on top of it and drive it somewhere.
Because I remember watching that game. Hitters were swinging through 88, 89.
Lifted to right field. Looking up into the sun. Victorino. And 2 away. Here's the Dodger defense today. Herrera, Kemp, and Rivera. That was Rivera in right field, obviously, who just made that last play. Cruz, Ramirez on the left side, Punto, and Gonzalez on the right side. Harang on the mound and Trainer behind the plate. Rivera replacing Victorino, who was originally in the starting lineup but has a bad wrist. And he's resting that injury. Aggravated it sliding into second base headfirst last night. Chase Headley against the Dodgers. He's smiling this year. 13-game hitting streak. Hitting .373 and 6 home runs. 18 runs batted in against Dodger pitching in the last 13 games.
I would suspect this guy's smiling all the time now, the year he's put together.
As Tony Gwynn would say, good hitting. I know you would never say it publicly, but I'd come by your locker sometimes and say, hey, Tony, so-and-so's on the mound. What do you think? And you'd say, good hitting, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a strike, 3-1. This season's going to make Headley's banker very happy as well.
Yes, sir.
And wouldn't you know it, first time up, the count goes 3-2.
It's only appropriate.
Well, that's what happens. He didn't chase anything early, got ahead of the count 3-0. Took a fastball for a strike. Fouled that one back.
And he walks for the 80th time this year among the league leaders. That brings the tying run to the plate, Yasmani Grandal. Hitting .258 left-handed, .313 is unnatural side, the right side. He said, well, you throw right-handed, it would seem like that would be your dominant side. He said, no, it's always been left-handed, and he's learned to bat right-handed. Says, I eat, I sign autographs, I do everything left-handed. He said when he was a kid, because he was so lefty, they gave him a left-handed glove and put him in the outfield. He said, I didn't know how to catch the ball. So good fortune that he does throw right-handed. He can play the position he is now occupying as a major leaguer catcher.
That's how I would do it if I could. You know, you throw right-handed so you could play anywhere on the diamond, but the switch hitting is good.
Did you ever try to switch hit?
No.
Never.
You can't do anything right-handed at all.
Ever enter your mind?
No.
No.
1-1 to Grandal.
So my son, he's the opposite. He throws right-handed, does everything else left-handed.
Okay. He's like Grandal.
Yeah, and Grandal's a switch hitter, and you know, when you're dominant left hand, when it comes to swinging a bat, your bottom hand left-handed is your dominant hand, not the other way around. I would suspect for him, left-handed, he's going to feel more comfortable because his bottom hand left-handed is his dominant hand.
Yeah, he said doing better this year is one of the pluses for him in his first major league season.
And he's only going to get better, you know. And the thing about switch hitting, you got to work both sides. You got to work just as hard on your left side or your right side as you do your left side, even though you're going to get more at bats left-handed.
A ball, 2 strikes, and the 23-year-old catcher waited on that off-speed pitch. Yonder Alonso on deck. There's some productive hands, Mr. Padre.
Well, Harang will try to throw that cutter into the lefties and elevate it a little bit. Boy, out of the hand, that just looks like a big, fat, juicy pitch that, you know, you can get on top of, but then all of a sudden it gets on you and it's just up enough.
Yep, you're right.
Headley at first base here. We're in the first inning. The Dodgers have 2 on the board. And 2 balls, 2 strikes to Grandal.
Again, it's not like it's a surprise. They faced Harang a number of times already this year. They saw him pitch here last year. I have to kind of put the pieces together here. You just got to try to get a ball in the zone and put a good swing on it.
Runner goes, and it's fouled away. In fact, the last 10 starts against San Diego, Harang is 1-5 with an ERA almost 5. But he did have that one big strikeout game, but didn't last, I think, just to the 5th inning. Padres rallied, I think, eventually. Was that the game they won 9-8?
They most certainly did. You are correct, sir. He went 6 1/3 through 109 pitches. On his way to striking out 13 Padres that game.
Setting a Dodger record with 9 consecutive strikeouts. Second pitch of this first inning. And the count goes full to Grandal. He's battled Harang this at bat.
Well, the majority of those pitches up and away and off the plate. 2 pitches this at bat, trying to bury it inside.
9th pitch coming up.
Good at bat by Headley before him. Grandal has a good at bat here.
Line drive caught by Harang. Good reactions by the big fella as he took that one right between the legs as Grandal lines out. We go to the second. Dodgers leading 2-0.
2-0 in the second game of the series. I'm Ali Lucia. Talk about two solid starters here for the Padres. Clayton Richard, you're seeing on the mound today. Edison Volquez, you saw on the mound yesterday. Volquez got the win, 7 innings pitched for him, and he has been solid, almost 200 innings pitched for the first time in his career. Now, as far as Richard goes, I talked to Buddy Black, and he said, you know, the good thing about Richard is he's been clean and consistent. He's very calm when he approaches him on the mound and asks him if he wants to make some adjustments. And he also said, you know, he was valedictorian of his high school class, and he might think that has something to do with it. Dick?
All right, he is an all-around kid, a great football player and baseball player, and Mr. Indiana in both sports, and Lafayette, and then on to Michigan. Couldn't quite beat out Chad Henne at quarterback, so took up baseball full-time. See if he can get his pitching rhythm back in order after the Dodgers 4 straight singles and 2 lineouts by Cruz and Rivera to end the inning.
Well, a couple of valedictorians on our team then, huh? Headley and Richard.
Absolutely, go smart.
I want to see like a Jeopardy against these.
Ground ball up the middle. Forsythe, a tough play, and makes a good throw. Trainer out 4-3.
It's a good play by Forsythe right there.
Good range, good accuracy on that throw, going away from the play.
He knew he had time to make a stronger throw to first.
You know, you're right about the Jeopardy. If you add those two with John Baker, Cal Berkeley, and
we can have
Houston
teams.
Street, Texas, I know that'd be a 4-man cerebral team. Those are 4 very bright guys.
We can have like a Padres Sports Challenge, and you can host it.
Right. They could battle Fox Sports San Diego's crack crew, right?
I think that's awesome. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Smartest Padre.
Broken bat ground ball by Harang, and Cabrera throws him out as he jogs to first base. 2 gone. That bat splintered on the way out to the edge of the grass near third base.
Dick, you talked about Clayton Richard beating out Chad Henne. I think he's made a pretty good decision deciding to play baseball.
Yeah.
Well, he was way under 500 now. He's 14-12 and throwing great.
Yeah, I mentioned in the pregame show, there was one point in the season he was 2-7.
2-7. Yep.
And you got to battle back.
It's hard. It's not easy. You know, you go 2-7. You know, you're not going to be very confident. And you add in the fact Padres are having trouble putting runs on the board. But I think Dick's formula, talking about scoring the first runs. Well, the guy like Clayton Richard on the mound who works quick, likes to get in a rhythm, and it's nice to give him some runs to work with. And you know, unfortunately today it's worked the other way, but you know, giving him some runs to work with, he's worked quicker. I think he's gotten his rhythm. I think he's a lot more confident. I think Edison Volquez is too. And both of those guys are way under 500. Now they're right doing well.
Elian Herrera, ground ball to short. Dug out by Alonso. What a play by the first baseman. That was a tough hop thrown over there by the shortstop Cabrera. And Clayton Richard, who throws a lot of ground ball outs, most in the major leagues, gets 3 in the second inning. Half of the second. Alonso Venable Guzman to bat against Aaron Harang. Final game of the series. Last look at the Dodgers tomorrow. It'll be a night game, 6 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego for Padres Live. Alonso, ground ball right to Gonzalez, and he'll take it to the bag himself. 1 pitch, 1 out. It'll be Chris Capiano for the Dodgers tomorrow night, 11 and 11. Casey Kelly, 2-2, the young right-hander for the Padres. And the Giants come in Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
And then, you know what that means, don't you? Bad news for the Giants. Great movie. Bad News Bears. Remember Walter Matthau? He'd say, hey, we're playing the White Sox next. What's that mean? Bad news for the White Sox. That's the way you got to think about it every day, right? Put a hurting on that team.
You got to think of it from day one. And I'm still, it's such a startling statistic, and we'll share it again with our audience today, is Will Venable at 258, the hitter. If you take the first 10 games of the season, the Dodgers were 9-1, Padres were 2-8, and you just erase those and start the season with the 11th game, the Padres at this moment would be 2 games ahead of the Dodgers. That's how important getting off to a good start is. Easy comebacker, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Jesus Guzman.
And Tony, Dick and I were talking about that last night, and I made the point. I just always tried to keep this in my mind. As far as I was concerned, opening day, that's when the playoffs started. Because it's so important, like Dick mentioned last night, one game, it can come down to one game. And you look at that one game where you thought, okay, well, we lost, no big deal. No, that's a huge game.
Well, the other thing you got to remember, though, is that the roster at that point was different.
Totally different
than it is now.
Yeah.
And the Padres just decided, hey, we need to go in a different direction. And a lot of clubs won't do that. A lot of clubs will play it all the way out to the end, and then Padres decided not to do that. We need to make some moves right now. We need to make some changes. They made the changes, and look what's happened.
And Josh Burns and company made some tough decisions because they released a lot of money.
That's exactly right, and that doesn't happen very often at this level. You don't let a couple of guys go making
5, 6, 7,
good chunk of change.
Yeah.
And again, they deserve credit. They made some moves. They put their younger guys out there. They say, hey, go out there and play. Let's see. We're going to give you an opportunity to show us what you can do.
And they brought life and energy and production. Guzman takes it away, and the count goes 3-1 on Jesus.
So that filters down to the minor leagues as well.
Absolutely.
You mean to tell me there's not kids in AA or even A-ball, or certainly AAA, thinking, hey, you know what, I've got a chance possibly.
Well, here's the thing you always have to remember. It's about production. No matter how much money you're making, it's always going to be about production. If you're a productive player out there, you're going to get an opportunity to play. And if you're not, they have to. It's the club's responsibility to look at it and say, well, we're not getting production. Maybe we need them to do something.
And sometimes it seems almost unkind. You send a veteran player down to the minor leagues, try to get your act together. You're not producing.
Yep. So that's the hard part of the business, and hopefully you get a group.
Out of play, off to the right.
Hopefully you get a group like they've gotten, a young group that seems to like each other, that seems to enjoy playing with one another.
I can see one of your young Aztecs coming to you, Coach, and say, hey, why am I not playing more? And you say, are you producing?
It's about production. Unfortunately, I have to use that stat sheet sometime. Sometimes you got to look at it and say, hey, you're getting 220.
And Guzman with a 2-out walk. That's the second free ticket from Harang, who is not allowed a base hit. Brings up Cameron Maben. Maben, his average finally over 250 for the first time since week 1 of the season.
Say that's a lot of fighting back right there.
You ain't kidding.
I mean, he was under 200 for a good chunk of April, May.
And even hitting 250 still, he's got 26 stolen bases, 20 doubles.
Ball 1, and trainer's going to go out and talk with Harang.
Missing up big time the last few pitches.
And Maben especially hot since middle August. In fact, the best batting average of any major leaguer since middle August. 387 ahead of Scudero. Keppinger, Braun, and Beltran. That's doing some hitting.
Yeah. And again, these guys will go into the winter knowing that they've had success here in second half, and hopefully work hard at trying to keep that same kind of production going here at the start of next season.
Think spring training is too long?
I don't. 6 weeks I think is long enough, and really, you go that long really for your pitchers. I think for position players, you really don't need the whole 6 weeks. But
well, they come a little bit later in your pitchers.
Yeah.
It's more like 4.5 weeks for your regulars.
But if you like to play, a lot of these guys get there and they go to full time.
High pop fly, shallow and right, a long run for Punto, and makes the catch in fair territory. Padres leave one, still seeking their first hit of the game. Brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. And welcome back to Petco. Top of the third, Nick Punto, Matt Kemp, and Adrian Gonzalez to face Clayton Richard. The Dodgers got 2 in the first inning. You look back to that first week and a half of the season, where the Dodgers started so well, 9-1, and the Padres 2-8. Their first win for San Diego, and Bud Black was by the man on the mound, Clayton Richard, and he beat Aaron Harang. It was an 8-4 victory here at Petco. 2-1.
The amazing thing about Clayton Richard, and there's so many things to talk about the left-hander, is it coming off surgery and putting together a season like he has.
A push bunt. That's going to be a tough play for Richard. And safe with a head-first dive is Punto. So he's got a couple of hits. Push bunt, and his momentum out of the batter's box from the get-go.
Richard did all he could do.
I don't know why guys dive.
I don't either, but he takes the head first dive and beats the play.
Gosh, that's a good way to get hurt.
Hand, wrist, knee, quad goes over the bag.
34-year-old should know better. Here's Matt Kemp, blooped a single to center and scored a run in the first inning. Off the head of the bat, another tough play. Richard flipping to Alonso for the out. Punto moves into scoring position, and Adrian Gonzalez steps up. Gonzalez continues to hit well. He loves being back at Petco, hitting over 500 against San Diego since he left town 2 years ago. Singled in a run in the first inning, a ground single up the middle. Seems very happy in that Dodger uniform. He's happy to be back in Southern California, that's for certain, close to home. $105 runs batted in between Boston and the Dodgers. That's only 3 off the National League lead. Fastball strike. Lots of shadows to deal with now as a hitter.
And pretty soon that batter's eye will be half covered.
Yep.
Make it even more challenging.
Yeah, it's very challenging. Pitchers in the shadow.
How tough was it at Jack Murphy / Qualcomm, Tony?
Qualcomm was tough. You know, whenever you made the postseason, it seemed like we always got those 5 o'clock starts at Qualcomm, and that shadow would go across, and boy, it was really tough. But you know, you're supposed to be professionals. You know, pitchers in these situations usually like to change speeds.
That one looped to left. If that falls, it's trouble, and it does fall for a base hit. That'll score Punto from second base, and Gonzalez continues to just rack up hit after hit. 3-0 Dodgers. Didn't hit it well, but able to wedge it just down the line for another RBI.
The ball got in on Adrian. He just fought it off the other way, and again, good pitch, perfect placement. Guzman does a nice job of keeping Adrian Gonzalez at first base, but gets the job done.
Yeah, the hardest hit balls so far by the Dodgers were the lineouts by Cruz and Rivera in the first inning. All the rest of the hits have just been well placed, not hit hard. A couple of them off the head of the bat. Bunt single by Punto here, and a bloop hit by Gonzalez.
Rivera's got a broken bat base hit. His first time up.
Knocked in a run, did Ramirez, his 91st of the year. Real tough shadows.
Again, not a whole lot you can do. You just kind of, as a hitter, you just kind of have to battle right now. Until that shadow comes all the way across that infield.
Plus, they rub up those baseballs, and it's not a pearly. Seriously,
yeah, you're right.
That mud, and it makes it darker. That's a tough combination.
And sometimes, that's one of those that nobody really talks about. But they do. They take that Mississippi mud, and sometimes.
You know what we should do, Tony? That's a good point. We should take a brand new ball out of the box and go down to Tony Patrica and get one that's rubbed up.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And show the difference.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're not absolutely white when you get out there.
If Tony Patrica was a good clubhouse attendant, he'd be on it right now and be up here.
Somebody's probably hearing you right now.
Spencer Dolan, I want a brand new baseball out of the box, and I want a baseball rubbed up as if it's ready for game.
Well, you're not going to get a brand new ball out of the box. They'll give you a DV ball. White meat.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, come
to
on.
show you.
No, you're right. Brian's down there.
They're to show you.
2-2. Shot off the glove of Forsythe, rolls into shallow center, so Gonzalez will keep right on a pumping into third base. Looked like it hit Forsythe in the heel of the glove. Ramirez has his second hit, so the 2, 3, 4, 5 hitters have 7 base hits, and we're still in the third inning.
Boy, sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. A hard hit baseball. We've seen Logan Forsythe make that play before. Well, he gets on top of that one.
Yeah,
Tony.
he got that one up. He gets on top of it and hits him right in the glove. Goes into shallow center field. Again, we see good base run again. Adrian Gonzalez didn't hesitate and went first and third.
I'm wondering from a second baseman standpoint with those shadows in the background of the crowd. I'm not making an excuse for Logan Forsythe, but you never know what the vantage point is from that position.
Have a little trouble seeing the ball off the bat.
So first and third, 1 out, a run already home here in the third for the Dodgers to lead 3-0. Luis Cruz lined to short his first time. a .333 hitter in this month of September. Cruz has been a most pleasant surprise, this young third baseman. Career minor leaguer that found an opportunity to be a starter at third base and taking full advantage. Padres have not figured yet how to pitch to him in this season against the Padres. They've struck him out only one time in 25 at bats. Back up the middle, Forsythe flips to Cabrera, back to first, in time for the double play, and that saved a run. 4-6-3 on the double play, and Richard escapes with just one scoring on 3 hits, and it's the Dodgers up 3-0. Networks today announced a long-term media rights agreement that makes Fox Sports San Diego the exclusive local TV partners for the Big West Conference sports. Commencing with the current 2012-2013 season, this season Fox Sports San Diego will showcase a minimum of 20 marquee events, as you see Clayton Richard leading off the third. And that includes 4 men's basketball tournament quarterfinal games, the women's basketball tournament championship game in the Big West, as well as soccer, track, and field championships. And get this, the following year, 2013-14, when San Diego State joins the Big West, there'll be 32 games per year, a minimum of 12 San Diego State men's basketball games included. That'll be quite an addition to Fox Sports San Diego. Richard with a big cut. It's 1-2. And with Steve Fisher's team being acknowledged as certainly a top 20 team for the start of this coming season, that's good news for fans of San Diego and Fox Sports.
Yeah, they were humming yesterday. There was rumors going around San Diego State yesterday that
that's going to be great for you, Tony.
It's going to be great for San Diego State, and we'll go to the Big West Conference next year in baseball.
Popped up off third, and that'll be out of play. And the Big West alignment of teams, and with this ever-changing world of conferences, it's basically going to be the southern half of the state of California involved, with Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, Fullerton, Northridge, Long Beach State, UC Davis, UC Irvine, UC Riverside, UC Santa Barbara. Ground ball by Richard up the middle. Punto almost pulls Gonzalez off the bag. 1 away. The only exception, University of Hawaii at Manoa. And Boise State is also going to be in the Big West. So that'll be very interesting. A lot of good baseball programs there for you, Tony.
Yeah, it gets tougher, no question about that. But I think it's going to be a good move for us. Obviously, getting exposure going to a new conference will be a big thing. And I can tell you now, people are going to want to see this basketball team. And people are really excited about this upcoming season. So
the ball hit Cabrera. He said it did. Hit him in the leg, he says. And Jeff Kellogg going to talk with Bud Black. Let's see. Left foot.
Looked like it.
And Jeff Kellogg, and with all the shadows and all, tough for the umpire to see that.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Was his foot out of the box completely?
No.
Or was it on the chalk line?
He was in the box.
Yeah.
He squared the munt, but never tried to munt at it, and you see his foot.
Still on the chalk line. Yep.
He pulled it away so quickly, it was tough to read, and the other umpires couldn't help out Kellogg.
Well, hey, what a great way to get your sports fixed then with that new agreement. That's a lot of sports right there for you.
It's terrific for San Diego State, obviously. 2 balls and a strike. And my old school, Cal State Northridge, going to be involved there. The Matadors, get a chance to see them on Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah, this is the old TCAA, really, is some of the schools. When I first came to school here at San Diego State, we were in the Pacific Coast Athletic Association.
Bunted foul. Harang making sure it stayed foul. In fact, when coaching at Cal State Northridge, came down to San Diego State the first time. And the Aztecs had this left-handed hitting third baseman that was kind of a good-looking hitter called Craig Nettles.
Yeah.
And Cal probably San Luis Obispo, his little shortstop, couldn't hit a lick, but what could he field?
Yep.
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good baseball players that have come out of these schools in the Big West.
So that tradition will continue. I think we're very excited to be a part of it. And it's nice that, we got a home. We're going to have some games on, and it'll be fun.
Northridge produced Lyman Bostock.
Yep.
Out of play. 1 out here in the third. Cabrera battling away, 2-2 the count. Padres still seeking their first hit off Harang. Only base runners, a couple of walks.
Hey, there's a Gwynn jersey all over the place here at Petco Park. Hey, cocktails. Hey, 2 in one hand and 1 in the other.
Right.
And he gave it to a kid. Good for him.
Full count now to Cabrera. Padres need 3 to tie. Dodgers jumping out 3 runs on 7 hits the first 3 innings. Forsythe on deck. Ground ball foul.
Hey, he's got the best seat in the house. That guy's covering first base.
Yeah,
There's a couple of them. There's one at first and one out in short center.
Oh, they've got the shift on him.
They've been hanging out the whole game.
That pitching on the first baseline in some peril. Ball 4. Let's see if the presence of Cabrera will get that pitch to fly away. He's a brave soul.
Well, yeah, because
Eaton's good.
Forsythe is coming up. He's got to play him to pull a little bit more.
Yeah, he's shifting over into the hole. They must have just seeded that
I was gonna say,
turf. A lot of good eating along the line.
No fear whatsoever.
Forsythe fly to right his first at bat. So 3 walks from Harang, but that's been the only base traffic for San Diego here in the first 2 1/3. Good average here in September. Forsythe. Check swing, fly ball right to Ramirez, the shortstop. 2 out. Forsythe rues opportunity lost. He's making out that way.
Those are the kind of swings you see when you get these shadows where he took a lot off a breaking ball and he tried to check his swing, but let the barrel in the zone.
And now that batter's eye is half shaded, half sunlight.
Chase Headley walked the first time. See if with 2 outs if Cabrera will try to steal. He has 37 career high. Fly ball hit well to left field. That turns Herrera around and he makes the play near the warning pen. After 3, Dodgers 3, Padres nothing. AT&T trivia question this afternoon. Headley is playing in his 154th game this season. He's been the Iron Man in the National League. Can you name the last Dodgers third baseman to appear in 150 plus games in a single season? The answer in the half inning. Juan Rivera, Matt Trainer, and then the pitcher Harang. Top of the 4th. Rivera blistered a line drive right at Headley the first time up. So it'll be Chris Capiano for the Dodgers, the left-hander, against Casey Kelly tomorrow night to conclude this 3-game series and the final play between these two teams in 2012. 6 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego for Padres Live. That one flipped down the right field side and back into the crowd. 1-2 to Rivera. Then the Giants in. It'll be Warner against Vogelsong on Friday. Saturday, Stoltz draws Bumgarner. And noon for Padres Live on Sunday, Military Sunday, Volquez. And it looks to be Lincecum, but that's not official yet. Drilled to left field. He got all of that one. And Rivera will round the bases with a home run. It's 4-0. His 8th of the season. Well, this isn't the Clayton Richard that has handcuffed the Dodgers all season long, and who has been in a terrific streak of 6 starts with San Diego winning all 6. He himself with a 5-0 record, but giving up 4 runs early this afternoon.
Well, Clayton Richard had him 1 and 2, had him in the hole, tried to sneak a little fastball by him on the inner half, and Rivera does a nice job of turning on that one. Just didn't get it in enough.
Yeah.
Line drive to left, and back goes Guzman. Can't make the catch. Trainer into second base with a double. It looked as if Guzman had a beat on that one all the way, but carried well. And the Dodgers have racked up a total of 9 hits.
Yeah, middle of the plate, puts a good swing on it. Guzman, I think if you ask him, he's going to tell you should have caught that ball. Goes off his glove.
Yeah, I think, if I'm scoring that, I think that's got to be an error.
No official judgment as yet announced. And they are going to rule that an error on Guzman. Second Padre error of the afternoon. Harang with no one out, trying to get his runner over to third. Ball was hit hard by Trainer. One and one.
You make 30 starts, 35 starts during the year. When you break it down, you might feel great. I'm talking about where you're on top of the world out of the bullpen 8 to 10 times. And maybe 8 of those 10 times, you get good results. Then there are other times as the season goes on, start 20, start 25. Okay, now you get maybe little aches and pains here and there. Then you realize it's August.
Dog days.
And you throw 8 innings.
Yep.
And then there are other times when, they're hitting the ball hard and it's right at people. Next thing you know, a full 7 innings.
Yep.
Then there are times when you go into the fourth and you've given up 8 hits. You've broke 3 bats.
Yep.
Just one of those starts.
And you also say on those days, you hope your offense will pick you up.
Right.
And bunted foul, strike 3. And that is the second strikeout for Clayton Richard. 1 gone, top of the order, Elian Herrera. The Subway Sub Prize on the line is the wild card race. And of course, all 4 of those teams below St. Louis, Dodgers, Brewers, Arizona, Philadelphia, rooting against St. Louis. They're playing Houston in Houston tonight. With 4.5 games back, Los Angeles and Milwaukee. And Dodgers pulling out all their artillery. They got Tommy Lasorda here to cheer them on today. Fly ball back of first. Alonso calling. Herrera's out. He's 0 for 3. So 2 out to Nick Punto, who's 2 for 2. And he scored 2 runs.
Honestly, coming down the stretch here, for any one of those teams to catch St. Louis right now, they play Houston tonight, but then they finished with, I think it's Cincinnati and
Washington, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's Cincinnati and Washington. Whoever's going to catch them, they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win 8 or 9 games in a row just to even have a chance. So,
but we saw what happened last year, right down to the final game, final pitch.
Dick, you're right. I mean,
Cardinals get in.
Who saw that? Who saw that happen?
Not too many.
Pretty much everybody wrote the Cardinals out, and the next thing you know, they're winning the World Series.
It's a beautiful game. Punto singled to right and scored. Bunt single in the third and scored. Gonzalez is 2 for 2. Ramirez 2 for 2. Trainer at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. LA building a 4-0 lead here in the 4th. Off home plate, that's an impossible play for Cabrera. He'd hoped that maybe the runner Trainer would wander from third, but another scratch hit. Punto is 3 for 3, and it's one of those days for Richard. He's not getting a break.
You're supposed to work down in the zone as a pitcher, right?
Yep.
And you throw one below the knees, just above the ankles. The hitter doesn't put a good swing on it, and look what happens.
You just can't factor that in. Good little sinker. Punto goes right over the top of it, bounces it off the plate. Cabrera makes a nice short hop, because if he doesn't come up with that, it's going to score a run. And Punto's 3 for 3 with a bunt hit and a base hit to right and then chopper to short.
Matt Kemp, a bloop single, scored a run in the first inning and hit back to the mound the last time. And the Dodgers already with a 4-0 lead. They're swinging away from blowing this wide open. Nick Vincent starts to throw in the Padre bullpen. 4 runs and 9 hits for the Dodgers. Kemp, remember last year, 324, 39 homers, 126 runs batted in. Many felt he should have been the NL most valuable player. Ryan Braun earned the honor, or at least was the man who received the trophy. Fouled at the plate, and it's 1-2.
I'll tell you what, the way this year started out for him, it looked like he was going to, no question, end up being the National League most valuable player this year.
Remember, he said, I think I can hit 50 home runs and steal 50 bases.
Yeah.
But then the hamstring torn and changed his whole baseball season. Davey Lopes helping his runner at first base.
Now that's a hat.
Ingenuity. That one hammered to straightaway center field. Maben looking up, and that's off the top of the wall. 1 run scores. Here comes Punto to the plate, and he will score. It's 6-0 on a double rattled off the center field wall. Matt Kemp, his 61st and 2nd RBIs of the season. And the Dodgers abusing Clayton Richard. Those will be unearned runs as the error by Guzman factoring in.
Kemp hit that ball so hard, Cameron Maven didn't even have a chance to try to make a play. Had to play it off the wall.
Yeah, because there comes a point where if you commit on that, Tony, right, and that ball bounces by you.
That's right. Nobody's going to be there.
That's where the corner outfielders really have to be on their horse and back up in the event that the center fielder does go out.
Boy, what a run. Punto 3 hits, then Kemp next 2 hits. Gonzalez the next hitter 2 hits. Ramirez the next hitter 2 hits, and Bud Black is going to go out and a mercy mission as Clayton Richard, who has been so outstanding this second half of the season, just not having his day, comes up now and then. And the Dodgers have hit it hard and they've hit it softly, but they've always found the open space no matter what the swing, and he leaves trailing 6-0. First inning, Adrian Gonzalez a single up the middle, made it 1-0. Hanley Ramirez a broken bat base hit, and Oman 2-0. Then a little bloop double down the left field side. You just like catching fish for Gonzalez. And there's no doubt about this one. Juan Rivera clubs a home run, his 8th of the season, a solo shot. And Kemp just misses a home run off the top of the center field wall. It scores 2 more. Those 2 unearned here in the 4th inning, and it's a 6-0 Dodger advantage as Nick Vincent comes in.
Well, for Nick Vincent and the Padres, damage control. With 2 outs, he's got the lefty Gonzalez, and then if he gets on the righty Ramirez, and Nick's had put together a nice little year. I mean, considering he's been up and down 4 times, and not the wasn't a good afternoon this afternoon for Clayton Richard. Just one of those outings.
Rare time you don't see him smiling.
Yeah,
shaking his head. What in the world happened today?
He made some good pitches.
He did.
Back to Vincent. 1 pitch. Gonzalez is out after 4 consecutive hits. 2 last night, the last 2 at bats, and 2 today. But the Dodgers get 3 more, and it's 6-0. The answer now to our AT&T trivia question today involving Chase Headley, his endurance today, 154 games. But the Dodgers third baseman was the last to appear in 150 games. Adrian Beltre.
I forgot all about him, T.
Oh, no, I did too.
156 games in 2004, all but 6. Aaron Harang staked to a 6-0 lead. Bottom of the 4th. Padres still looking for their first hit. Yasmani Grandal takes ball 1. Lined out to the pitcher Harang his first time. Padres have had a base runner each of the 3 innings, but all walks. Headley in the first, Guzman in the second, and Cabrera in the third. This ball lifted to left. Herrera there to make the catch.
Well, a lot of catching up to do for these Padres, trailing 6-0. And but hey, we're at the ballpark, right? A good time could be had by all. You know, baseball, maybe an ice cream cone would be nice to have.
Yeah.
Social sparkler, maybe some cotton candy. But even though it's a little cool in the air, we're in the fall months. Ice cream cone really sounds good right about now.
It really does, huh? What flavor do you like?
Probably swirl, half and half swirl. Chocolate vanilla.
They have that here.
Yeah. You're a Neapolitan guy, aren't you, Professor? You like Neapolitan?
I like that with chocolate with nuts, like chocolate almond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Tony?
Hazelnut.
Vanilla.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. She's enjoying an ice cream cone.
And a big league ball game.
Yeah.
See the Padres score some runs.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Alonso grounded to first. His other at bat.
Oh, that's pinpoint.
Might have been off the plate a little bit.
Down he goes, and for Aaron Harang, that is his first strikeout. 2 away. The 2012 college basketball season tips off live from the flight deck of the USS Midway here in San Diego. We hope you'll join us as Syracuse and San Diego State collide in a highly anticipated start of the basketball year. The Battle on the Midway, live from San Diego, Friday, November 9th on Fox Sports San Diego.
You going to go to that game, T?
It'll be here before you know it. I'm going to try to.
I know the guy who's doing the play-by-play.
Get your tickets. Will Venable takes a strike, 1-1.
The old professor over here.
Coming out of retirement.
Coming out for
for just
okay.
one game. Yeah, just for that game.
Okay.
Hometown, the Midway. How can you say no?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun for you, Dick.
Awesome.
Yeah, you get a look at the. It's a preview look of that San Diego State team that's highly touted.
You know what, Dick? You might do that game and want to get back into that.
Well, you never know. You know, it is a great game. But this is the game that is the best announcer game. It's the most challenging. It's relentless. It's the most intimate. You have more exposure and opportunity to know the players in the game. Analyze it.
Yep.
Second guess it.
And it's a grind.
And we do all that.
Compared to the other ones.
It is.
It's
No
a
question.
grind.
Yeah, you can. You do football and basketball. Even if you're doing 2-3 games basketball a week, you've got a couple of days to catch your breath. You might have a 2-game road trip, but
Charlie Steiner giving back a souvenir. Radio voice with Rick Monday. Dodger radio booth.
cameraman, great job. Oh, it bounces off the seats in front, skips up into the booth.
Oh, even on the bounce, Monday wants nothing to do with that.
Rick there on the right, Charlie Steiner on the left.
Next inning, I'm all over him.
That one pulled deep down the right field side, but way out of play.
Rick Monday on the right. I mean, what a great guy, great story. First draft pick in the amateur draft by the Kansas City Athletics out of Arizona State.
To think we had the nerve at Cal State Northridge to try to recruit him. You think we had a chance? Stan Charnowski, the head coach there, and Rick considered it. He visited with us at least. And then goes to Arizona State as a superstar and the #1 draft pick. Good man. 2-2. Swung at in the dirt. Trainer will get the put out at first base. Couple of strikeouts, and Harang through 4 innings is not allowed to hit. 6-0 Dodgers. Would if my wife hadn't given them all away. Those nice Sports Challenge, the Lindsey Nelson look.
Absolutely, and there's going to be more of that on the Dave and Jeff show tomorrow, 6 to 10 a.m. Warren Moon, NFL Hall of Famer, is going to join Dave and Jeff.
That'll be good.
And then from 9 a.m. to 9:45, our own Mark Sweeney from Fox Sports San Diego in studio. Going to talk Chargers, Chiefs, Dodgers, Padres, much more. Thursday night football, Cleveland and Baltimore. So 9 o'clock tomorrow. Tune in. Mark Sweeney with Dave and Jeff on the Double X.
Yeah, I saw Mark Sweeney. He's already writing his ad libs for tomorrow.
Oh, he's working hard on them.
He's got to follow Mark Grant.
Tough act.
That show he put on today.
Those gentlemen have to be twins, don't they?
There's some similarity. Hanley Ramirez with a count 0-2. Nick Vincent on the mound. That'll be out of play. Ramirez finished last night with 2 singles, and he's got 2 base hits to open today, 4 in a row for Ramirez. He was 7 for 8 against Richard coming in, 2 for 2 today, so 9 for 10 against Clayton Richard. High fly, shallow right, a long run Venable. He calls off Forsythe, makes the play. Brings up Luis Cruz. He's lined to short and grounded sharply to Forsythe, turned it into a 4-6-3 double play. Ramona's Nick Vincent. One of those young players made its way up from the minor league system and has contributed to the second half success of the Padres.
Yeah, up and down 4 times, from Tucson to the big leagues. Doesn't matter to Nick, though. He's just worried about throwing good quality strikes, and he's done that. He made some good adjustments this year.
That ball hit well to left field. Guzman is there. 2 away. We're saddened by the news that Andy Williams passed away yesterday.
Oh, really?
18 gold, 3 platinum albums, 84 years of age. It reminded me of the Wimbledon years back with NBC. Andy Williams would come over for part of the fortnight, and Wimbledon always played during the July 4th. Of course, the English don't celebrate our 4th of July independence, but our little band of Americans doing the telecast would be there, and they had a nice tent, NBC did, and Andy Williams would sing God Bless America on 4th of July.
Oh, very nice.
Great voice of his. Certainly one of the most talented vocalists of my lifetime, Andy Williams.
And he had his name on that golf event too, right?
Yes,
for many
here
years.
in San Diego, absolutely.
At Torrey Pines?
That's right. Foul tip out of the glove of Grandal. Bob Hope had the classic in the desert.
Right.
Andy Williams here, his name on the San Diego Open, I think they call it. Two and one. Juan Rivera, 2 outs here. Nick Vincent on the mound in the 5th inning, and the Dodgers resting on a 6-0 lead.
And then where was the Dinah Shore?
That was also in Palm Desert, and that's the ladies' championship. Out of play. Of course, Bing Crosby, the clam bake up at Pebble Beach. So many, for whatever reason, those that made their living entertaining us with their beautiful voices love golf and put their name on major tournaments. Ripped up the middle, a base hit. Rivera, he's got 2 hits, a home run and a single, and a lineout. Brings up Matt Trainer with 2 outs and Rivera at first base. Play any golf, Tony? Do you like the game?
I played I played in the off season when I was playing, and I don't play golf nearly as much anymore.
What was your best score? Could you play bogey golf?
No.
Hey, 92 no. Sounds like a bad score. If you could play, I'd sign on right now if you said I could play bogey golf. Ball gets away from Grandal, and Rivera moves into scoring position. Here that Grandal had it in his glove. Let's see how that scored.
Oh yeah, very catchable ball just off the webbing.
Fastball is the ruling. Fastball up high. Field finally almost totally covered in shadows. Anthony Bass getting loose in the bullpen. If he comes in, unless there's a pinch hitter, he might be in here for a couple, 3 innings. Two-hopper to Cabrera at shortstop. And that's it for the Dodgers. No runs. They leave a man. Middle of the 5th inning. 6-0. By Sequan Casino. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with Chase Quick Deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. Halfway mark in this one at Petco Park. Padres trailing 6-0, and Aaron Harang yet to allow a base hit. He's walked 3. Guzman, Maben, and the pitcher's spot here in the 5th. Guzman walked his first time. Little better hitting conditions now. 3 walks. That's it from Harang so far.
And now with the score 6-0, Aaron Harang can just be aggressive.
Yeah.
Try to, if I'm in this situation, I'm going to try to pound the zone away, give him the opposite field.
2-1.
Yeah, I'm not going to be afraid to challenge guys with the fastball, especially the elevated fastball.
Three balls and a strike. Well, action in the East underway. Washington with an early 5-1 lead against Philadelphia in the 3rd. Atlanta leads 1-0 over Miami in the 3rd. Milwaukee 3, Chicago 1 in the 3rd. No, that's Cincinnati. 3-1 at Cincinnati. Pittsburgh and the Mets. Mets a 1-0 lead in the 3rd, and that St. Louis-Houston game, which is, of course, of great interest to the Dodgers. They've got to catch St. Louis. Their start is right now, that first pitch right about now. If you look at the totals here at Petco. Struck him out. That's 3 straight strikeouts from Harang. Hadn't fanned anybody until the last inning, and then got Alonso and Venable, and now Guzman.
Well, Aaron Harang's getting some offense, but as Tony mentioned earlier, talk about his pitching, elevated fastballs. And working to the opposite side of the plate, giving him the opposite field. And then that last slider we just saw, when Aaron Harang is throwing the ball well, he gets on top of it, and that slider actually breaks kind of straight down.
Yeah.
It's not a sweeping slider.
Cameron Maben popped up. Second baseman Punto, that was the shot you just saw of him racing to the foul line behind first to make the catch. Fastball in there. About 89-90. That's been tops.
Again, just a little bit of run back on that fastball. Throws it out there. You kind of give up on it, and it runs back over the plate.
Goes around 1-2.
There's that slider.
Comes back after that with a slider. And again, he knows, you know, you've got a 6-0 lead, so he knows that hitters are going to be a little bit more aggressive in the zone.
That's a foul ball. Quickly called by Jeff Kellogg, the plate umpire, and the count remains 1-2.
Hey, good for Cameron Maben running that one out. You know, there are a lot of hitters that probably top that ball and they just kind of lollygag around the batter's box.
Try to sell it like maybe it was a foul ball.
Yeah.
Hit him in the foot.
Alexi Amarista out of the dugout with a bat. Apparently will hit for Vincent. Count goes to 2-2 on Cameron Maben. And now a full count. 80 pitches now. The total from Harang.
That's why it's hard for Aaron Harang to throw a no-hitter, just on the number of pitches that he has to throw.
Swinging bunt foul. And count on the board now catching up with our count. 82 pitches. 6 times Harang with the count 3-2. He's walked 3.
Hey, the man in the middle, not afraid.
Not happy either.
Yeah. 4th walk of the game for Aaron Harang. And here's Amarista. Alexi fallen on tough times. He has 1 hit in his last 29 at bats. So his average dipping down to 241. .90 on that first pitch strike. Right back to the mound. Dropped by Harang, so there's no double play. He goes to first for the out. Maben into second. And the top of the order, Cabrera. Well, the Padres have put their foot to the accelerator the second half of the season, playing great baseball. It's just been the reverse for the Dodgers, even with all their acquisitions. They had winning months in April and May, but they've had losing months since June, July, August, and they start today 9 and 12 in September. They've puzzled fans up there in L.A. and Don Mattingly with that lineup that he's able to put on the field.
I think people in L.A. just thought because they made these moves that they were going to just win, that these guys were going to step out on the field and be dominant. And in reality, it just takes a little time for guys to get acclimated to playing together.
Cabrera takes a strike. He is flied to center and walked. Shane Victorino not in the lineup today with that bad wrist. He's been a bit disappointing, hitting only .225 as a Dodger. Off the fist, Ramirez better hurry. Not in time. Cabrera has the first hit of the game. A ball that wasn't hit hard at all, but he got it over Harang's head and backspin to Ramirez. He had a double clutch, and with the speed of Cabrera, he has a base hit.
Little cutter inside. He just fights it off up the middle. Ramirez couldn't make the catch in the air. Really, when he gets back on that back foot right there, he's got no chance of throwing Cabrera out.
See that ball kind of check up on Ramirez, also on that bounce off the dirt. Kind of had that funky bounce on it.
Easily beating it out, Cabrera. So Padres one swing away from cutting the Dodger lead in half. Forsythe has flied out and popped up. And Headley on deck. First and third. Ball one. With the 1-out walk to Maben, moves to second on the bounce back to the mound by pinch hitter Amarista. Moves to third on Cabrera's single. Pitch count closing in on 90 for Harang. Hit high in the air. Routine to left. And the Padres' first challenging inning comes to an end. Still down 6-0. Adrian Gonzalez reeling in the Padres 2 for 3 today. He scored, knocked in 2 runs, racing his RBI total to 106. New pitcher Anthony Bass.
Well, with the 6-0 lead for the Dodgers, Bud Black managing that bullpen and giving an inning here, an inning there, trying to spread it out with one more game against the Dodgers tomorrow. And the Giants come to town and then finishing up in Milwaukee. So giving some pitchers some innings of work and yet keeping them fresh. So Anthony Bass will take the mound right now.
Memory serves me, this is his 3rd time since coming back off the DL. Was one of those pitchers used in that incredible 9th inning. 5 pitchers at work in Arizona to save the win. Aaron Harang batting. Top of the 6th inning with a 6-0 lead. Harang is grounded to short. Struck out trying to bunt. Watch out. One and two. Look at that. Aaron Harang drives one up the alley. Harang with only 3 hits all year. Stretching it into a double. This is the big man's day. The 34-year-old veteran. A 1-hit shutout and a double, his 4th hit of the season. Greeting Anthony Bass.
See his Dodger teammates giving him a hard time out there. Missed again. That's a changeup. Right in the middle of the plate. He just kind of just strokes that ball into center field. Cameron does a nice job with the backhand. And you see, Ray feels like he's got to go.
That was not in slow motion. That was real speed. As Harang motors into second base. Brings up the leadoff man Herrera. It's 0 for 3. A strikeout, a grounder to short, and a pop-up. Herrera and Cruz, the only Dodgers without a hit in this 12-hit attack for Los Angeles. Led by the 3 hits by the man on deck, Nick Punto. He has 3, Kemp with 2, Gonzalez 2, Ramirez 2, Rivera 2, including a home run. Padres with an infield hit. Cabrera, that's been it. A ball and 2 strikes. 91 on that fastball.
Well, see, from the Padres standpoint, as a pitcher and also a defensive player, this is where the grind comes in mentally. You know, you're down 6-0, but you have to have that mentality as if it's nothing.
Yep.
And that's why it's such a grind day in and day out. You can't let up.
Yeah, it's a team game, yet it's such a strong individual game.
But, you know, offensively and defensively. From the Dodgers standpoint, they want to add on. They don't want to get rid of at-bats, right? And then from a Padres standpoint, you want to try to throw up zeros and keep Matt Kemp and Adrian Gonzalez off the base paths. You just can't give in.
2-2. Went after a pitch in the dirt. Grandal tagged him, and Herrera struck out for the 2nd time. Well, time for the Sycuan Casino Daycation. Stat of the game, and here's the K from Anthony Bass, the breaking ball in the dirt, and he gets Herrera to fish.
Yeah, like a little slider. Herrera goes over the top of that. Nice block by Grandal.
Trust it in the dirt. Trust that your catcher will smother it. It's exactly where Anthony Bass needs to be.
Harang out at second base with 1 out, and here's Punto, 3 for 3. Switch hitting infielder. Coming into the game since arriving from Boston, 5 for 19. Single to right, bunt single, infield single, scored 3 runs. Bass jumps in front, 2 strikes.
A lot of people wondered when the Dodgers made this trade, you know, why would you take a guy like Nick Punto? You know, you're getting Gonzalez, you're getting Crawford, you're getting Beckett. Punto kind of fits the role that Jerry Hairston was playing until he got hurt. Bring him in, he can play 3 of the infield spots.
Yeah, that's a good point. Those are valuable players to have.
34 years of age. He's been around the horn, knows what's going on. He's a solid veteran.
Yeah, just won a World Series with the Cardinals last year.
Switch hitter.
Switch hitter.
They gave him a good number, didn't they? 7. Two balls, 2 strikes. To the left side, runner trying to advance, and Harang apparently wanted to get in the dugout because that was a no-no from the start, running himself into an out at third.
Cabrera makes the tag.
Wanted to get himself in the dugout. I like that.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Just try to run with the ball hit in front of you, and then try to outrun Cabrera.
Yeah, this slide, that's a good way to maybe
I
pull
was
something.
going to
get
say,
hurt.
luckily for him, he went right over the bag. But you slide this late, and a lot of times bad things happen.
There's your seat. And Lasorda said, that was a bit puzzling, I say. Punto safe on the fielder's choice at first base. And with 2 outs, here's Matt Kemp. He rattled one off the center field fence the last time for a double, knocked in 2. Singled in the first inning. Later scored himself. Back over the 300 mark after starting today at 298. That ball hit well to center field. Maben looks up. Kemp has homered way out of here. Double to center, and now a long home run, his 20th of the season. And the Dodgers lead 8-0. That was about 430 feet or more. 4 RBIs on a 3-for-4 afternoon for Matt Kemp.
That's elevated in the inner half of the plate. And when Kemp's going good, that's usually what he does. He keeps his hands inside the ball nicely and works the ball from the center field part of the diamond to right center.
And how about Nick Punto gets in the lineup? Rare time for him, and he scored 4 times today.
And Matt's mom in attendance. That puts a smile on her face.
There she is in the middle. These 3 ladies. Adrian Gonzalez, 2 RBI singles and 3 at-bats. Rolls this one to Forsythe. 2 away. Well, that's the 3rd out. 2 more runs for the Dodgers on Kemp's blast to center. Today, the agreement with the Big West Conference and Fox Sports San Diego will detail it for you. As Chase Headley leads it off for the Padres. Just an infield single is all for the Padres so far. And a ground ball toward the hole. Gonzalez cuts it off, throws to Harang. A former Padre to a former Padre, and Headley's out 3-1. So here's the deal. The Big West and Fox Sports San Diego, what it means to you, that you'll see this year a minimum of 20 marquee events, including 4 men's basketball tournament quarterfinal games,
in the Big West tournament and the women's basketball tournament championship game, soccer, track, and field championships. Then next year, 2013-14, San Diego State joins the Big West. There'll be 32 events per year, a minimum of 12 San Diego State Aztec men's basketball games added to the selection of events, all right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Great news for you fans of San Diego State. There's Grandal. He finally gets a base hit that leaves the infield, the Padres' second hit of the game. He had lined the pitcher and flied to left. Brings up Yonder Alonso.
Well, right now it's about putting together good at-bats.
Dodgers got 2 in the first, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth, 2 in the sixth on Kemp's 2-run homer. Boy, is he strong. Alonso has grounded out and struck out. Lifted foul and out of play. Well, tomorrow night, the final game of this series. It appears it's going to be a rubber match. Casey Kelly will be on the hill for San Diego against Chris Capiano, who is 11-11. 6 o'clock, Padres Live here on Fox Sports San Diego. One and two now to Alonso. Will Venable on deck.
Harang's not really changing the formula. Sticking to the same thing. Mixing it up in the middle of the plate. A little bit of run, a little bit of elevation.
That might fall shallow and left. Here comes a left fielder to play it on a hop, Herrera. And Alonso with a parachute single into left field. Back-to-back hits by the Hurricanes, Grandal and Alonso.
Well, we've seen some sliders. We've seen the located two-seam fastball with run on it. That was a big looping curveball from Aaron Harang.
Off the head of the bat.
Cued into left field. In front of Herrera.
Pin high.
Little backspin, little bite.
Yeah.
Button for birdie. 2 on with 1 out. And Will Venable steps up.
That phrase is never associated with me when I'm on a golf course. Putting for birdie.
Sean Tollison is warming up in the bullpen. You know, the indignity of the sport. And I have incredible respect. I did golf with Johnny Miller for 5 years. In fact, the Ryder Cup coming up, and I was privileged to do 3 of those. Great theater. Just fabulous. And the athletes themselves, you know, monitoring the rules and calling penalties against themselves. It really is a gentleman's game, and I have great admiration. And I thought, I got all enthused. I'm going to play this game. I mean, I could hit a curveball. I ought to be able to hit that white thing sitting right there begging me. But you know what? The more I looked at that ball, it was smiling more and more. That big cut would be in. And the indignity, you have to find your own mistakes.
Yeah.
You can't just forget about it or ignore it. You got to go hunt for it. And you rip up a perfectly good sweater and the brushes there, while the other 3 guys stand in the middle of the fairway with their arms crossed. And it just, it really is a punishing game when you can't play well. And I could not play well. And I finally decided when the other guys didn't like me and I didn't like myself that maybe there's a better way to go.
What's your best round you ever shot?
Oh, I think I barely broke 100 once.
Really?
Two strikes now on Venable. He didn't like that call.
I mean, these guys that go out and they shoot. What'd you shoot today? Oh, 74, and they're ticked. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Save it.
No one ever shot 18.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But, you know, those men and women who play the game well, I just have total admiration of how difficult it is. Seems so easy.
We talked about our game being a mental game. That game really is mental.
You against
It's
the
just
course.
you. Yeah, it's you against the course.
The devious things those architects of golf courses do to try. You know what? How many times it took me that 17th hole at the Players Championship down, that island hole.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the water.
So I'm still trying to get on. Two strikes. And a little fly ball into left. That's going to fall. Well, the Padres are patty caking the Dodgers, but that's how Los Angeles started the game against Clayton Richard with bloops and infield hits. The bases are loaded. Grandal's ball to seeing eye single, and then a couple of iron shots into the outfield grass.
Yeah, you see a half smile on Will Venable's face at first base.
And this rocketry off the bats of the Padres knocking Harang out of the game. Bases loaded with one out. That's how it goes. Line drives get caught. Soft fly balls fall for hits. But Aaron Harang, a double, leaves the game with the Dodgers well in front, 8-0. The Dodgers well in front, 8-0. The Padres have the bases loaded. Time for the Farmers Insurance report card. And Clayton Richard going 3 2/3 today, and that ties him exactly in the number of innings pitched with Clayton Kershaw behind R.A. Dickey. That's a lot of innings. Johnny Cueto and Cole Hamels on that list on our Farmers Insurance report card.
Tell you what, guys, that Cy Young race in the National League, that's going to be hold all tickets.
Yeah, that's why I was asking
photo finish.
Asking you the question during the break. As a pitcher, what do you put more faith in? Wins, ERA, innings pitched?
I look at ERA. As Sean Tolleson will toe the slab for the Dodgers.
4.15 his ERA, so he's given up some runs. But not many hits, 210 batting average against. Bases loaded. Guzman.
So those hits that he has given up have been big hits. Fastball slider change from Tolleson. Mid-90s, low to mid-90s.
4 home runs in 34 innings. Chance for a grand slam for Guzman. That would awaken this crowd. Takes another strike. 91 on the fastball.
I like R.A. Dickey. Gio Gonzalez, though, the 20 wins, an ERA of 2.84. Dickey leads just ahead of Kershaw, 2.66. Kershaw, 2.68. Guys, this is going to be one close race in the Cy Young.
I think Gio Gonzalez has a slight edge at this point. 200 strikeouts, 20 wins.
That's a great year.
Do you think your team getting to the postseason factors into that at all?
Sure.
So I feel bad for R.E. Dickey in that situation because the Mets aren't going to get there. He's had a super year, 19 wins.
I think that brings up another argument to where it sways towards R.E. Dickey.
Struck him out. He doesn't know where the ball is, but no damage done because trainer found it right at his feet. Guzman claiming that he foul tipped that one. Doesn't look like he made contact. No, I don't think so. We saw Guzman put on a pretty good act earlier this year. Claimed he was hit, but
good claim, but
there's the winningest National League pitchers: Gonzalez 20, Cueto and Dickey 19, Lynn, and then anyone below Lance Lynn probably not in consideration. But Gonzalez, the very fact that he's in Washington, they're going to be in the playoffs, 20 wins, 200 strikeouts, hadn't been done since Walter Johnson in a Washington uniform. That's going to get some appealing votes. Maben with a chance, but he skies this one into shallow right. Punto wants it. And Tollison comes in to bail out Harang, leaves the bases loaded.
Oh, how we danced on the night we were wed. I feel sad for you.
You should.
To have to carry this guy. This guy will drag you down to the depths of destruction.
I wish I'd have spoken to him during spring training. I would have taken that as a warning.
He would have said the same exact thing.
Tommy Lasorda going to join us, the tape version of it anyway, in the post-game show. If you missed it during the pregame show, great guy. Been with the Dodgers, as you know, for more than 60 years. So we're going to talk more about that in the post-game show. Also, our instructional guys, how to play the ball in the sun, and Mark Grant on the radio today. We'll see you in the post-game show.
All right, Mike and Mark. Hanley Ramirez 2 for 4 as he grounds out to Headley at third for the first out here in the 7th with Anthony Bass still on the mound. Bass giving up the 2-run home run to Matt Kemp in the last inning. Luis Cruz 0 for 3 today. They're announcing the official pitching line for Aaron Harang. 5 1/3 innings, 100 pitches, no runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, and he struck out 3. Tollison doing a good job coming in and bases loaded, 1 out. Getting Guzman to strike out and Maben to pop up. Cruz lined to short, grounded sharply to second, turned into a 4-6-3 double play and fly to left.
One of my great memories as a ball player, as a Giant, in Candlestick Park when the Dodgers came to town, because Tony, you remember the clubhouse, you had to go down the right field line.
Yep.
Well, when the Dodgers would come on the field, and Tommy would walk out of that tunnel. From the time he walked out of that tunnel to the visiting dugout.
Fly ball routine. No, Guzman starts in. Now he has to race back and staggers under that one. Makes the catch for the out. Or the sound off the bat didn't convince you the ball would carry that far.
He's out in front of that.
They used to be all over him. And what did Tommy do? He would look at the crowd. He'd take off it. He'd tip his cap to the crowd. They would be booing him. He'd be blowing kisses. And he would just be eating it up. I love that. That's a long walk.
Yeah.
Another short hop this time to Headley. A quick inning for Bass as Rivera bounces out. A rare time for the Dodgers to go 1-2-3. Game, Matt Kemp, a bloop single, but then his hits went longer. This one crashes off the top of the center field wall for a double. And then his last time up against Anthony Bass sent this one into East County. A long home run, his 20th of the year, so a single double home run, a triple shy of the cycle for Matt Kemp. And he's been part of this 8-run attack, 13 hits for the Dodgers. Andy Perino will pinch hit to lead off the 7th inning. Pinch hit for Bass. Perino then the top of the order, Cabrera and Forsythe. Two balls, no strikes. Edinson Volquez, we are going to see him next. He's scheduled to pitch the Sunday finale of the home season against the Giants. Probably against Tim Lincecum. High pop up. That'll make it into the crowd.
You know, guys, getting back to that Cy Young Award decision, here's a factor I look at with R.A. Dickey with the New York Mets. The Mets this year right now ranked 11th in runs. To me, when a pitcher goes out there and doesn't get the support but yet still puts up the victories in the ERA like that, I think that's a reason to get a vote.
Does that get more weight than your team winning?
No. Your team winning
gets more weight.
Right.
High, 3-1. There is some weight, the fact that Dickey is pitching in New York, and New York influence.
But it's like that year Felix Hernandez won. He was like 13 and 12 or something, and then he had an ERA of 2.5 or 2.4, something ridiculous like that. And I see no reason. I see no problem with that.
Well, Dickey leading in the ERA, right?
Right.
Got 20 wins, leading in innings pitched. But for whatever reason, because his team's not in the postseason, everybody, Gio Gonzalez, Johnny Cueto.
It's going to be interesting. You're right. It's a good argument.
I think it's, and it's the same with the MVP in American League. Cabrera or Trout. Your old school guys like Cabrera because he's put up big numbers. But your cybermetric guys love Trout because he's brought the whole thing to the table.
Brino draws a leadoff walk as a pinch hitter. There are the earned run average leaders in the National League. Dickey, Kershaw, Loesch, Cueto, Gonzalez, the very group of men we're talking about.
Kyle Loesch has got 16 wins. So and his team in the hunt to get to the postseason. Johnny Cueto's team's going to win won their division.
And Cueto pitching in such a hitter's ballpark with a 2.84 ERA.
So again, it's the awards are going to be interesting this year.
This could be one of the closest years ever, I think, in the Cy Young vote.
I think in both leagues.
Everett Cabrera been on base twice with a walk and a single, infield hit. Brad Boxberger getting loose in the bullpen. St. Louis underway, scoreless in the third at Houston. Sean Tolleson coming in and stopping the Padres' potential inning with the bases loaded on 3 singles in the 6th, getting Guzman to strike out and Maben to pop up. Tolleson, former star at Baylor University in Waco, Texas. Wasn't picked until the 30th round 2 years ago. Here he is in the big leagues. Ogden, and last year at Great Lakes, Rancho Cucamonga, Chattanooga, and right to the big leagues this year. And Cabrera is gone. Second strikeout for Tolleson.
Hey, Padre fans, don't miss Padres Fan Appreciation Weekend coming up. It's going to be against the San Francisco Giants September 29th and September 30th. And the first 25,000 fans in attendance on Saturday, the 29th, you're going to go home with a Padres t-shirt. And on Sunday the 30th, fans are going to go home with a 2012 team photo. A great weekend for all. So get your tickets now at Padres.com or get on the horn. Dial 619-795-5555.
Forsythe with one out. As fly to right, pop to short, fly to left. That fan explaining to her friend how difficult it is to hit for the cycle. How well the Padres know that. Two and 0 to Forsythe. 3-0 at first with the walk. Headley on deck. A couple of collegians in this battle between pitcher and hitter, as another fan will go home happy. Tolleson from Baylor against Forsythe, an Arkansas Razorback. Three and 1. 24 years of age is Tolleson.
Well, even though it's 8-0, Matt Trainer's out there to tell Tolleson, hey, let's get with it here. Maybe he detected something in his delivery as Rick Honeycutt on the right, the Tom Berenger look-alike. And Donnie Baseball, manager of the Dodgers. One of my favorite Don Mattingly clips. I remember watching the highlights one night. He was playing first base for the Yankees.
It's a fair ball. Ruled fair by third base umpire Marty Foster. That just did carry the corner of the bag, and safe on the fielder's choice as Forsythe, and Headley steps up. Well, tomorrow we hope you join us 6 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego, the final game between the Dodgers and Padres. You'll see Chris Capiano for Los Angeles, the veteran left-hander, and 22-year-old right-hander for San Diego, Casey Kelly. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock for Padres Live. So Headley up. He's walked, long fly to left, and a ground ball to Gonzalez at first base.
So Don Mattingly's playing first base for the Yankees. There's a foul ball down the first base line into the stands, no play, and there's a kid right in the first row. And Donnie's going over to try to make the play, and he just kind of watches it go in. The kid's got a big bucket of popcorn, and the kid's watching the ball go in the stands, but yet his popcorn's in his lap, and he's looking behind him. And Donnie reaches into the popcorn bucket, grabs a hand, and starts eating some popcorn as he's going back to first base.
That ball hit hard to deep right center field. Kemp going back, and it's up against the wall. Here comes Perino streaking around third, and the Padres are on the board 8-1 on a double. Chase Headley, 109 runs batted in.
Carlson tried to get ahead with a first pitch fastball, and look at that, Chase Headley right on it.
Forsythe, the runner, safe on the fielder's choice, and he came streaking around third to score. That ball was blistered, wasn't it?
Yep. And again, you hear that sound. It's just a different sound.
And so Headley, Ryan Braun, and Milwaukee, they're playing tonight at Cincinnati, and Milwaukee leads 3-1 in the sixth, though apparently Braun does not have an RBI, and Headley now has claimed a 1 RBI lead. It's going to be interesting going to Milwaukee to finish the season, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Give you some incentive. It's a hitter's ballpark, too. Both of those guys are that good right now. Who's going to get the most opportunities?
Yeah, well, Headley gets some MVP votes. When you think about it, he's had to hit in Petco Park half the season. Ryan Braun's sitting in that friendly little Miller Park up there in Milwaukee.
From the player standpoint, I think from the player standpoint, they're really going to be impressed with the year that Headley's had this year.
Grandal is lined to the pitcher, fly to left, and singled. 8-1 now, the Dodger lead. Randy Schott, left-hander. He's ready if needed. Veteran southpaw.
Kind of shows you Don Mattingly's just not taking any chances today.
Good cut by Grandal.
Ryan had an 8-0 lead when he came out of the game.
There's the team with the bullseye on its back, St. Louis.
That's the big game of the night right there.
Yeah,
everybody's
Houston,
watching that one.
And Houston, nothing to lose. So
Dodgers, Milwaukee, Arizona, Philadelphia, all rooting tonight for the Astros. That didn't miss by much. In fact, our Fox Tracks would have called Grandal out.
Oh, how cute.
Got a number 7 on there for Chase Headley. Punch foul, and the count remains at 2-2 rather to Grandal.
Well, Houston, 105 losses going into today. 43.5 games out of first.
Getting ready to go to the American League.
Good luck.
American League West. Texas, Oakland, and L.A.
What are the batting averages going to be like in that ballpark for the visitors?
It's going to be a little while before they get things going in the right direction.
Good stop by Trainer, and the count full now to Grandal with Headley and RBI double out at second base. 8-1, 7th inning. The lights are on, but not taking much effect at this point. Nearing 6 o'clock in the evening in San Diego. Another foul.
That was the pitch there. Straight, middle in.
Perino's leadoff walk as a pinch hitter. Is the base runner that became the run, although Forsythe forced him, and it was Forsythe who scored on Headley's double. That's a line drive to right field. Grandal. Here comes Headley around third, and he will score. It's 8-2. Rivera not fielding the ball cleanly, but Headley with 2 outs was going to score anyway, and Grandal delivers the first Padre with more than 1 hit. Sharp single to right field gets Headley home. Grandal's 31st run batted in.
That one was up. He just didn't miss this one. Especially in the right field.
Unfortunately, the base hits didn't come when the bases were full when Tolleson came in. He got out of that jam, but gives up a couple of runs on 2 hits here in the 7th. Randy Choate comes in. And the batter's Yonder Alonso.
Your hands take to the baseball, and he does a really good job of staying on top and staying to the inside. You see, he loads the hands, he gets his foot down, and now you see his hands stay inside the baseball, and he's able to stay on top of it. Yeah, that's cheddar. That ball middle in, a lot of guys going to get underneath of that.
Pop it up.
Stayed on top of it nicely.
Well, folks, coming up tomorrow morning on the Dave and Jeff Show from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., Warren Moon, NFL Hall of Famer, at 8 a.m. At 9 to 9:45, our own Mark Sweeney from Fox Sports San Diego. Mark will be in studio with Dave and Jeff. They're going to be talking a lot of topics, previewing the Chargers at Chiefs. Padres and Dodgers, of course, last game of the series coming up tomorrow, and then a preview of Cleveland at Baltimore Thursday night football. So a lot to talk about tomorrow on the Dave and Jeff Show, Double X 1090.
Randy Choate, 36 years of age, wears his age on his back when he was at Miami. That was his number, 36. Number 50 with the Dodgers. Grandal at first, Alonso the hitter. And takes a strike. 8-2, the Dodgers lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Padres finally getting on the board with a walk, a double knocked in a run from Headley, and Grandal's RBI single. Big curveball way outside. Choate played at Florida State, native of San Antonio. Matt Guerrero getting ready. Big breaking pitch. It's 1-2.
And the funky arm action from Randy Choate. Working down low 3/4. Almost kind of short arming it. Coming right at that right hip pocket of Yonder Alonso. That's the slider. Also throws a fastball in the change. You got to throw him another slider here, you would think.
Yeah, you would think he would start it in the zone and run it out, see if he'll chase it.
He does. And a strikeout for Choate. Padres' 7th inning ends. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. It's 8-2 Dodgers.
Finally getting on the board, scoring 2 runs, and we want to talk about the NL rookie race. We're asking you via text message, who do you think should win the NL Rookie of the Year? Wade Miley, Todd Frazier, Willen Rosario, or, yes, the Padre, Yonder Alonso, double trouble, or should it be the 19-year-old Bryce Harper? But it looks like right now, your pick, Yonder Alonso. What do you think, guys? Tony, what do you think?
I love Yonder Alonso. I made no bones about it. I think he's going to be a really good player. But Rookie of the Year.
I got Frazier.
Yeah, Frazier did one heck of a job for the Reds when Votto was out. Although Miley's got 16 wins, I'm not going to penalize those 2 guys.
I just think Todd Frazier being an everyday guy and helping that Cincinnati Red team to where they're at right now, going to the playoffs.
Yeah, Rosario's got, what, 26 home runs?
Yeah.
I think when it's all said and done, the guy you're looking at is going to be a pretty good player. So
Perino stays in the game and will be at second base. Forsythe moves over to short. Be interesting to see if Forsythe plays a few games at shortstop when you look ahead to the future. Natural third baseman, but he's shown he can play second base. Brad Boxberger is the new pitcher, the fourth used by Bud Black. Clayton Richards started, just wasn't his day. Nick Vincent, Anthony Bass, and now Boxberger. Trainer, the catcher, the hitter. 0 for 3. Safe on the air by Guzman in left field, and scored a run. Matt Trainer, of course, married to Misty May Trainer, the 3-time Olympic gold medalist in beach volleyball.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the beach volleyball. I mean, just how well they go. 2 women playing that sand court so well, being able to block and set up, slam. Boxberger sends Trainer to the bench with a strikeout.
Little cut fastball from Brad Boxberger, a little deception in that delivery, and Matt Trainer cannot catch up to that fastball.
Tim Fedorovich is the pinch hitter. We'll see another Padre Padres will see another pitcher in the last of this inning, the 8th. Just his second at bat, Fedorovich. Carlos Quentin is available, according to Bud Black, as a pinch hitter. But apparently that'll be his role the rest of the way. The attendance today on this Wednesday afternoon, 24,818 to raise the Padres season attendance to 1,982,000. So tomorrow night they'll pass the 2 million mark. Congratulations to the good fans of the San Diego Padres and those who have visited our great city and enjoyed baseball at Petco Park. It looks as if the Padres will surpass last year's attendance, and when you consider the terrible start, April and May, it's quite remarkable. And fans have been patient.
They've hung in there with us.
That's
They
exactly
really right. Yep, they supported this team all year long. They stayed with them.
And the 3-2 pitch misses, and Fedorovich has walked.
Hey fans, Fox Sports San Diego has joined the fight against hunger, and you can too. For just $20, $20 provides 120 meals to hungry San Diegans. Log on to feedingamericasd.org, click donate, and remember to select Fox Sports San Diego. Donate by September 30th, and you'll be automatically entered to win a multiple amount of prizes. So thanks for your donation.
Absolutely. Herrera 0 for 4. He and Cruz the only Dodgers without a hit in the starting lineup. Punto with 3 hits and 4 runs scored. Kemp 3 for 4. Single, double, triple, and 4 runs batted in. Adrian Gonzalez with a pair of hits and 2 runs batted in. Juan Rivera, a couple of hits and a home run. Solo shot. Hanley Ramirez with a brace of hits and an RBI. Changeup, and it's 1-2 to Herrera.
Hey, Nick Punto pulling a Keith Hernandez. Look at how close he is, trying to sneak back behind home plate to get a good look at Boxberger.
Carlos Gonzalez.
I'm surprised umpires don't say something about that. That's
you have to alert the umpire.
That's a little too excessive.
I think it is too, but
oh yeah, that'll get you maybe to move into the on deck circle.
Now look, Jeff Kellogg turned around and saw Nick Punto where he was.
Yeah, he looked right at him, and now Grandal's looking back there.
See, now you can, as an umpire, you can say something. Hey, let's get back over to the batting circle.
Yeah, look how far he is from the batting circle. He's 15 yards away. Up the middle, not hit very hard. There's 1, and there's 2. Quick turn, and the Padres have a double play. Well done against the speedy Herrera. It's 8-2, bottom of the 8th. To you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Chevy. Stop in to your San Diego County Chevy dealer. Take advantage of our total confidence pricing, where the price you see is the price you pay. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. Another nearly full moon over San Diego tonight. Matt Guerrero comes in to pitch for the Dodgers. Their fourth hurler faces Venable, Guzman, and Maben here in the last of the 8th inning, with the Dodgers enjoying an 8-2 lead. Two and 0 to Venable. Guerrero has had a shortened season due to a right elbow tendonitis. He's on the DL most of the year. That's a strike, 2-1.
Oh, when he's healthy, he's a good one.
Just off the DL at the end of August. This is his 8th game since. Hit well to deep right center field. Kemp with a long run. He was in left center and is able to cover the ground and make the catch. Long out for Venable, who is 1 for 4 today. Jesus Guzman, a walk and a couple of strikeouts. Houston scoring a run in the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0 against St. Louis. Colorado has a couple of early runs on the Cubs, 2-0 in the second.
I'm sure those guys in the Dodger dugout picked up on that score a whole lot quicker than we did.
Yep. Houston in a role of spoiler. They've succumbed to the Cardinals almost every game.
Yeah.
Corey Burns getting ready. Milwaukee, a couple of more runs. They lead 6-1 at Cincinnati. They're still in the hunt along with the Dodgers. They're 4.5 back of St. Louis for the wild card. Atlanta has secured its wild card spot. Three and 1. Out of play, full count. Jesus Guzman. Field now in full shadows, except a little spray of sunshine. It's almost as if it's highlighting Adrian Gonzalez.
Yeah.
What a job he did for the Padres in his 5 years here, and a great resident of our city. Makes a lot of contributions. Ripped to third. What a stop by the third baseman Cruz, and throws high, but up and down comes Gonzalez as Guzman ripped it, but Jose Cruz with a terrific play at third.
Can't hit it any harder.
Well, don't miss the Padres shirts off their backs, presented by Saquon. Purchase a $1 scratch-off ticket at your next Padres game. We've got 4 left here at home, or at the Padres ticket windows on non-game days. Those are gone, so you've got the next 3 days, because on Sunday the scratch-off winners will be revealed, and you'll be able to take home a camouflage jersey off the back of one of the Padres. And all proceeds benefit the Padres Foundation. $1 a ticket for the scratch-off ticket. Maben, a walk and a pop-up fly out. Those 2 runs that were just scored by Milwaukee on a 2-run home run by Ryan Braun. So he's taken a 1 RBI lead over Headley. 110, Headley 109. Another pop-up. Gonzalez calling. And Guerrero works a 3-up, 3-down 8th inning. We go to the 9th. The Dodgers leading 8-2. And we go to the 9th inning here at Petco Park. Young and old having a good time and a beautiful San Diego day. And the Dodgers especially enjoying their afternoon of work with an 8-2 lead. Took 2 in the first inning and continued right on mounting that lead till it was 8-0 after 6. Padres got their 2 runs in the 7th on a walk, an RBI double by Headley, and an RBI single Grandal. Corey Burns, the 5th pitcher used by Bud Black, following Clayton Richard, Nick Vincent, Anthony Bass, Brad Boxberger. Richard started 70 pitches, 3 2/3 innings. Gave up 6 runs for them earned, 10 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Some of the few rough outings of the last 2 months for the left-hander. And Punto, one of the reasons. Up 4 times, he scored 4 times, 3 hits and a fielder's choice. Punto, Kemp, and Gonzalez to bat here in the 9th. Kemp needs a triple to have an afternoon that would feature a cycle. He's got a single, double, and a home run. And you know he knows.
Yeah.
One ball and 1 strike to Punto. Lifted to left. Guzman for the first out. Oh, here comes Kemp. He singled, a bloop single to center in the first. Bounced to the mound in the 3rd, then rattled a double off the top of the center field wall to knock in 2 runs in the 4th, and then cleared the center field wall by a plenty with his 20th home run of the season with a man aboard in the 6th inning. So 3 hits, 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored by Kemp.
Going to do it. He's got a good enough stroke where right center is his power. And the only question I would have would be with his hamstring trouble, would he, try to leg out a trip?
Right center at the 400 sign, and the corner and left center at the bullpen 401. The spots Mom said, why don't you aim at those?
That's where Venable's kind of shading as
Shading,
well.
exactly.
2-1.
He's going to have to do some staying back against Corey Burns with that changeup. When he's on with that changeup, it's got some good dip action to it. His teammates know too.
Yeah.
Ripped up the middle. He'll have to settle for a single. Well struck. 4 for 5 for Matt Kemp. What an afternoon.
Not just a short stroke. That ball's on the inner half of the plate and goes right back up the middle with it.
14th hit by the Dodgers. 4 by Kemp, 3 Punto, 2 each for Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Rivera. Adrian, a couple of RBI singles and 2 groundouts.
That's the kind of game the Dodgers have been looking for, where they put some stuff together offensively. Because before today's game, they were having all kind of trouble putting runs on the board. So, from their standpoint, I'm sure they're going to feel a whole lot better offensively, getting this many guys with this kind of contribution.
Nubbed. Burns making a good play. Played that one like a skidding outfielder to throw out Gonzalez. Adrian, by the way, word is that he's going to be the team captain for the Mexico club in the 2013 World Baseball Classic. And there's some rumors that Rick Renteria might wind up being the manager of that Mexico team. So 2 outs. Kemp moves to second. And Hanley Ramirez, 2 singles, RBI. Rick Renteria, they couldn't make a better choice.
I was going to say, I think he would do a wonderful job. Those games are always kind of tricky because it's, you know, right in the middle of spring training, right before the season starts. Get all these all-star guys playing for their countries. And
boy, how does Venezuela not win it? Are so many terrific players from that country?
yeah, we haven't won it either, have we? Does the United States won?
But Japan wins.
Japan won.
Japan
Korea won.
Yeah.
The second one, I think.
Their baseball professional season's a little different, though, than ours, isn't it? So that there may be some advantage there. Changeup.
Yeah, they've had a lot more time to work at it than you guys would have been in spring training in 2 weeks. A week by the time they start practice for that.
Houston picked up another run in that fourth inning, so they lead St. Louis 2-0. Top of the fifth. No, now bottom of the fifth. St. Louis went quickly in the top of the fifth. A pretty good pitch. Yep. 2-2 the count. Miles Michaelis getting ready with 2 outs here in the ninth inning. Full count. Burns came to the Padres in the deal with Cleveland for Aaron Cunningham. I haven't noticed his name in the box scores. I haven't either. Struck him out. Inning over. Bottom of the ninth, last call for the Padres. It'll be a pinch hitter and then the top of the order. Center field. Alex Castellanos is in right field. Rivera moves to first base. So Kemp and Gonzalez out of the game. And we're talking about the Houston game, 2-0. And Jose Altuve, the little power man, blasts one to left, a home run. And the Astros in the bottom of the fifth inning have a 2-0 lead. Solo home run for Altuve. Jamie Wright is the new pitcher for the Dodgers. With the score 8-2 Los Angeles. 5 wins and 3 losses for this reliever. .269 batting average. Victorino in center. Castellanos in right field. Perino stayed in the game after he pinch hit. He walked as a pinch hitter. This is his second at bat. Then it's the pitcher's spot. And John Baker is on deck.
Switch hitting Perino stays on that left side. 2-0. Way off the mark. 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, Jamie Wright sometimes he can get a little control issues and be out of the strike zone. It looks like John Baker on deck, getting loose.
.90-mile-an-hour strike. 3-1. Pops him up. Middle of the diamond. Punto at second, near the bag with the out. Perino gone. Here's Baker, the pinch hitter. Baker entering the game at a 241 mark. Still looking for his first home run as a Padre. Time running out for John. Looks like Wright throws a heavy ball.
Yeah, he really does. And not a big slider, but heavy. I call it a heavy slider. It's one he likes to keep down in the zone. If you hit it, just never feels like you square it up good.
So 2-0 the count to Baker.
Well, Jamie Wright, he's been around forever.
I faced him.
Really? Did you?
Yes.
As a Rocky?
As a young Rocky, yeah. You're right. He has been around a while.
37 years old. Starter, reliever, starter, back and forth many times.
Baker grounds to the new first baseman Rivera, and the Padres are down to their final out. Logan Forsythe 0 for 4. Exception of Yasmani Grandal, no one fattened their average today. Only 6 hits for the Padres. Grandal 2 for 4. The only extra base hit, the double by Headley to drive in a run. Again, Headley now trails Ryan Braun by 1 RBI. Braun with a 2-run homer tonight in the 6-1 lead at Cincinnati. They're in the 8th inning. Yes, Headley'd like to get another chance.
Absolutely.
Yep.
By the way, check out the scoreboard, guys. Did you check out the New York Mets Buccos score?
Yep.
Those poor little Pirates.
Well, they're going to have trouble finishing 500.
Wow.
Maybe under
They were,
5.
At one time in August, they were 16 games above 500.
Amazing the tailspin. Just like last year. Fly ball to right. Castellanos in the right spot, and the ball game is over. Aaron Harang and the Dodger offense, led by Matt Kemp, beating the Padres today by a final score of 8-2. Series even at a game apiece. Kemp had quite an afternoon. Mike Pomerantz.
That he did. When we see in the post-game show, we'll talk about all that transpired today. But we've got some special stuff for you as well. Our instructional, how to play the wall in the outfield from Kristen Orphy. You'll hear from Buddy Black and a long chat with Tommy Lasorda.